This is Athletes Lives Network exclusive interviews. Today our guest, star basketball player, class of 1997, East Chicago Central Cardinals basketball player Ronnie Nixon. How you doing, Ronnie?
I'm doing pretty good,
Yeah, man, it's a great opportunity to have you on the website. I've been trying to catch you for the longest, man. I'm trying to catch you, man. Basically, man, it's pretty much the same thing that other interviews, man. I want to kind of get your feedback on your athletic experiences. You know, some of the people you grew up with, your high school days, college days, what happened at the college, and also what you're currently doing now. So first question, just tell the viewers who you are and your early influences in sports.
Well, my name is Ronnie Nixon, graduated in 97. As far as my experiences with sports at Central, well, some of my early influences, and I can go back to just sitting on the rails in the projects, man, watching all them cats play, man. Tony Harris, I'm trying to think of some other guys. I mean, it's not real hard. You know, Wayne Jackson, Will Buckley, you know, all him and all his brothers, they always played, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of my man Damian Williams, a lot of guys, man. I mean, there was so much talent around, you know, around that time. Just watching all them guys, they were my early influences, man. My other influences that I had once I moved over here to the harbor, especially my man Marlon Anderson, you know, when the club was across the street. Just going in there and watching him work out, man. You know, I thought that was fantastic when I was a little kid, you know, because he would go hard, you know. So, and then he kind of taught me how to shoot a little bit once I got to know him. He showed me, you know, gave me some tips and things like that. Those are some of my early influences.
Okay. Now, what peers did you grow up with that was maybe like a little better than you growing up? You know, who you wanted to beat in basketball?
Guy I wanted to beat.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say that anybody.
Somebody's always better than us. I mean, as we growing up, somebody always better than us.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying. So basically, when you went to the park, you know, who did you want to, you know what I'm saying, play against?
Oh man, when I went to the park, I wanted to play against. I always wanted to play against the better players, man. The Wayne Joneses. I mean, we were freshmen at that time, but I mean, if you're talking about like as we got up in age, and we were 16 or 17 years old, you know, I always wanted to play against Will Davis, Woods. I always wanted to play against those guys, man. My man Darnell Ford, my guys from Gary, Damon Bruce, my man from America, I can't even remember his name. My man Jamal Davis. Yes, Jamal Davis. I'm sorry, man. I don't want to be rude, but I know I should remember that cat. We played AAU all together. You know, all of us played AAU together. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, those guys were the guys who played against. You know.
Gotcha. Now, just give me a little feedback on your first time playing organized basketball. Cause I know you played at Franklin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so just give us some feedback on when you first started playing organized basketball in 5th and 6th grade. And then also 7th and 8th at Block.
Man, that was so long ago, but I mean, it was great, man. It was a good opportunity. You know, I had been playing a lot, so I made the team in the 5th grade. I played with some guys that were actually pretty good had they continued to play, but you know, things happen. You know, as time goes by. They kind of fall by the wayside, man. But cats like, you know, Delvin Brown and Ali Bailey and Tahi Doss, all them guys, because we had a really good team when I was in the 5th grade. They were all 6th graders. And we ended up playing in the city championship against Kerry Gosh, against
Fahim Ogun.
Yeah, Fahim, I mean, which, you know, that, needless to say, had he kept playing, you know, who knows what Central might have gone, you know, what direction they might have went in with him playing. But then as we went to Block, it was the same thing. We played against guys who eventually, you know, kind of like, you know, I don't want to say fell off, but, you know, I guess basketball to them just wasn't as important as it was
to you.
Yeah, to me and to a lot of the other guys.
Now I grew up with you, you know, from 7th grade on, and I played basketball with you, you know, and you was always one of the tallest players. but your game was more finesse. You know, you had good handles. You know, you love shooting from the outside. What gave you that option then? Because usually, you know, when you're young and you're big, you know, immediately when they gonna put you down low and be a center, but you was somebody different. You know, you had good handles, good jump shot, everything. Like,
I guess I want to say I was one of those cats, man, one of those players. Probably for Central was before its time. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people might disagree with that, but at the time, man, I mean, you got to think Central has always been small and aggressive. You know, small and aggressive. A lot of those cats, man, weren't above maybe 6'3", you know, and could do everything. You know, the Willie Pucketts, the Wayne Jacksons, the Wayman Upshaws. You know what I'm saying? Those guys, you know, Coop, Monzel French, those guys were never really big. They were always, even that center was 6'3", 6'4". You know, they weren't real big, and you know, and could basically play all 5 positions on the floor. So, you know, you get to a guy like me, man, and I never thought that I would be as tall as I am. So, you know, when I was younger, man, I always dribbled the ball. You know, I was always taught to dribble the ball, especially when I would, you know, work out with Ronnie. Sometimes he would always tell me how important it is to be able to handle the ball, because I was a small guy. And it wasn't until probably mid 7th grade, 8th grade when I started to get some height on me. I started to get tall, and people started to notice that, you know, this kid's going to be pretty big. And to a certain extent, I don't think Central really used me in a direction that if I had to move to the city with my aunt, I probably would have played a 2 guard or a 3 guard. You know, honestly speaking, they would have developed me in that match. And you know, being able to put the ball on the ground, being able to shoot, you know, being able to post, make moves in the post, never was really powerful down low, but being able to make a move kind of put me in the unclassified. You know, I would say out around here in the unclassified manner. None of the big guys around here were really playing like that.
Exactly. Yeah, and I agree with you. You know, and I brought that up because, you know, you always had good handles. You know, you shoot from the outside. So basically, after you finish 8th grade year, now you're going to Central. Just give me a little feedback on what it feel like playing at Central, being a Cardinal, playing basketball.
Oh man, it's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure, man. You know, especially. Was it pressure because, you know, you was 6'4" already, or was it because of just being at Central period? Well, I mean, you know, Central got a lot of history, man. Got a lot of history, man. Got an awesome legacy, you know. And a lot of those guys who go through there, man, they, you know, when you make the Central team, man, the varsity team, especially at a young age, man, you put in another class. You put in a class with a lot of those other guys who made varsity, so they expected you to basically, you know, hold up the torch. They passing the torch to you. They're no longer there. They moved on in their careers, but they passing the torch along to you. So, I mean, it was, you know, I kind of felt the pressure. And then when people know you can play, and then they see the potential in you, and they see what you can do, you know, it kind of builds up a little bit as, you know, they want to see you perform. You know, some of them don't always say it in a nice way, but that's East Chicago for you. You either play or go home. That's, you know, that's what it is. You know, especially out at the courts. And I learned to live with it and learn to deal with it, but I could, you know, honestly speaking, looking back, I could have done a lot better. I know a lot of people, a lot of the better players, man, expected me to do a lot more. I mean, I could have done a lot more. I had the potential to do a lot more, but it is what it is at this point.